We're one of the only tribes in America that was never conquered.
We do a lot of hunting now.
You got a buck?
Yeah.
So you guys are like the bad boys?
Yeah, everybody wants to be crow. If you're not crow, that's why you're mad.
9 bucks? No way.
Usually that's when they go up on the hill and they seek a vision.
Crow were extremely militaristic. You could only gain status if you went to battle, if you went to war.
This is where you grew up?
That was my house there. If you stay here long enough, you'll get married up with a crow, so watch out, Peter.
Casino right next to the church.
We all know what's been going on. Otherwise, who else is selling our land?
If you got bit by a rattlesnake right here, what would you do?
Pray.
The ones that go and get educated, who come back home and try to help, we sort of get outcasted.
A lot of the women are being inducted and made venge.
Strong hand of the government.
Where's the corruption worse? In Washington, D.C. or on the tribal level?
We need people to get back to work and stop being lazy. Sometimes you have to just rip it off and start new. Tourists, kill us. That's why they killed all the buffalo back in the day.
Right.
They killed them because they couldn't kill natives. We were so strong. We were so awesome in this area because we knew our ways so awesomely.
Sure.
So much that we were hard to kill. We were hard to fight. They actually guised it as the Industrial Revolution. So because they needed new leather strips to put on their machines to run their cotton gin and all these machines, they needed something else. So they proposed the buffalo because of their skins, their hides were thicker. So they used that as a way to exterminate the buffalo. But the actual federal policy that was written in was to exterminate the natives. We have to exterminate their food source.
Let me ask you this, James. The federal government divided you guys, the tribes, right?
Yeah, they separated us.
But there is huge competition between the tribes naturally, right? Like the Lakota and the Crow weren't best buddies.
Oh, no, we weren't. Back then we had the intertribal warfare.
Yeah.
And it was a huge cultural thing. It wasn't just, we didn't like each other. Well, in our way, specifically the Crow way, we were extremely militaristic. We could only gain status in the tribe if you went to battle, if you went to war. That's the only way you can be a chief.
Okay.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 49, verse 19. And it says, Gad, a troop shall overcome him, but he shall overcome at the last. Shalom, shalom. First off, we give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Akadash, Yahweh being the true name, Heavenly Father, Yahushai being named for his own begotten Son, who the world English calls God, in Jesus Christ. I want to give double honors to our apostles, double honors to our elders, a great millstone, Tasha's truth and will well, and salutations to you, hopeful elect, pushing his truth, and all honesty and sincerity. This is Brother Yahweh. You know this is Spirit Power, Yahweh Shai. And this lesson's through the Spirit, because I just attended a powwow yesterday, and I seen the tribe of Gad, enjoying their culture and their natural roots, man. And it was amazing to see, the unity and how beautiful our people are. I mean, even the women, I've seen some of the most beautiful women I've ever seen. They're at that powwow, man. It's just really just take your breath away, The brothers out there getting down, getting busy, dancing and stuff like that, man. They had all the blue borders and fringes, and they had all the attire of an Israelite, but it's sad to see that, a lot of them don't know that they're actually Israelites, but they have the visual representation of what an Israelite custom is when it comes to the clothing, how we look, and a lot of their customs that they keep, are Israelite customs, but I was sharing that video I came across on YouTube because he goes into the reservation and with Gad, the curses that he experiences on the reservation. And the last thing that I paused it on is he spoke about, it was a part of their culture for warrior mentality. Okay? Now the name Gad, it means troop. And troop literally means a warrior. So it's prophecy on how the Crow tribe, lived. Like I said, they were the one tribe that was never really 100% conquered. Now obviously they're conquered if you got all of Esau surrounding you and all you got is a few acres and that's it. When you're supposed to have millions of acres upon millions, but they held their own against Esau, Edom, and this is why Esau had to resort to bio warfare and things like that against Gad. They couldn't go toe to toe with him. So Esau used the division though to take over many of the Gadite tribes in North America, and the Crow tribe was one that basically helped do Esau's bidding and actually helped Esau fight and win certain battles to gain more land, which is why the scriptures say never trust thine enemy. So they did what they did to where they didn't fully, of course, take over, but all the treaties got broken, man. So one of those curses I was referring to, he mentions in this video, as far as the children, having to go to boarding schools, and they had to try to fight to get a school established on the reservation, where they didn't have the threat of, Esau Edom taking their kids, and also on the reservation, this next part of the video I'm gonna show is that anybody that is not native, that doesn't live, and is not part of that tribe, if they come on that reservation, they can do whatever crime they want, damn near, and all they have to do is call a United States sheriff, and they'll just escort them off the reservation, and then they get away with it. This is Deuteronomy 28:32. It says, "Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and shall fail longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thine hand." Okay, so check this out, man.
The tribe was iffy and didn't really want to do it because we weren't going to do anything, so they offered him a little tiny 1% tax or 1% royalty tax on top of it to suffice, and that could have been negotiated so much better. We should have got so much more on that, but usually that happens with those kind of cases. Right. Somebody lines their pockets, and then they're like, okay, we'll sign, that's fine, screw everybody else,
So where's the corruption worse? Do you think at the federal level in Washington, D.C., or on the tribal level? Or they're equally just as terrible?
Well, they came from the same place. The federal government put this little tiny kind of tribal government system and idea, and they put all the people in charge who are the ones that look out for themselves.
But the unfortunate thing for you guys is you're getting it ×2, where I get it just once.
Yeah, well, ×2, and then if we leave our res, that's a whole nother story. There's still a lot of old animosity towards other tribes, specifically other tribes towards the Crow, because we're traditional enemies, and they're like, oh man, they're always going to fight us Crows no matter where we're at.
I've heard that when I was with the Blackfeet and the Flathead. And
okay, so when he's mentioned, he was going into, you have an organization called the BIA. Now the BIA is the Bureau of Indian Affairs, and what they do is they basically sell off reservation land that was reserved, quote unquote, to natives, to people that regular civilians, man. People could just come and buy their shit if it's sold by the BIA. Now the BIA is supposed to stand for indigenous people, but they're owned by the federal government. So of course the federal government is gonna use them to get paid and get more of their land. So you got outsiders that continue just buying more and more and more of their shit, to where they literally won't have anything left after a few years, man. But that goes into this precept. Deuteronomy 28:33 says, "The fruit of thy land and thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt only be oppressed and crushed away." So the other people, the Edomites, so-called white people, eating up all of the natives' land, man. Okay, all Gad's land. Now going back to this other precept, I'm gonna get the next part of this video that goes into this precept of their sons and daughters basically being taken away.
It's like a regular school and everything. Basically, a lot of the culture and everything is really downplayed, and they don't teach the language or anything like they used to. Mm-hmm. It's kind of dysfunctional, dysfunctional in a lot of ways. In a lot of the school systems, there's a lot of sexual abuse, stuff like that, and children and stuff, by teachers and predators and things like that. And even now, a lot of the women are being abducted and made vanish.
Okay, I'm seeing that all over the country, actually. Or and near reservations and highway stops, you know, at gas stations, like missing
The
persons.
whole country is that way.
So what's going on with Native? Because I think it's really prevalent with Natives. What do you know what's going on with that? Like, girls are getting abducted?
There's no law. I mean, you know, you just go in there. I mean, like, some people they've actually caught people in a vehicle and being abducted, and they don't do anything. They let them go.
What about their parents, though? Aren't their parents...
Their parents complain and everything, but that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Nobody...
That's all the tricky stuff with the laws here.
Not enforced. A non-Indian can come on a reservation and commit a federal crime and get away with it because there's no jurisdiction.
Well,
because there's no law that says they can be prosecuted.
But I would get the police officer we just passed, right?
He can't do anything. He can't arrest.
So I can commit a crime here. He can't do anything.
Right.
And
He'd have to call the sheriff or someone else. Best they'll do is come over and escort you off the res. That's the most they'll do, and that's it. Then you could go right back and, you know what I mean.
Do it again.
So it's that's the problems here. Yeah.
That's truth.
Yeah.
And that's why things don't get fixed.
That's why non-natives get away with everything here, but the tribal people,
But why isn't your government here doing something about that?
They're too busy lining their pockets with programs and money wherever they can steal.
Okay, so if you had a strong governance, then that wouldn't be happening. They'd put their foot
if
down.
They had a traditional government, not a United States government governing shores. They need their own tribal jurisdiction.
We need our cultural ways back. You know, we had ways of enforcing everybody back in the day. We used to have all the warriors, the badass warriors, they were the ones that would enforce things. They were the ones that would keep people in line because no one messed with them. They were the ones on top. You know, and we don't have a lot of that anymore. You know, the tribal government can only do so much, and I think ultimately we have to learn how to do things on our own, how to live on our own, how to help ourselves, and basically come back to helping each other out again.
So there you have it, man. So basically, man, anybody that's a non-native or non-Indian, as you said, you come over there, kidnap, do whatever kind of crime, and nothing happens, man. So that's what goes on, man. You know, so that's that troop that has overcame. The troop that overcame is the U.S. cavalry. You know, the conquistadors. They came over here and they conquered, they raped, robbed, and they pillaged. You know, and they stole a lot of stuff, man. You know, so I'm gonna play a quick video of the powwow that I went to. Have it, man. That's pretty much the most extent that they have now, and what they can really do. But you know, Gad was they were very fierce, man. They still are fierce, but they need our power, man. Yahweh Shai to help them come save and deliver them, because they don't have the money to have a big government and pay for weapons and things like that to enforce laws on their reservations and keep things in order. You know, they just don't have it, man. So this is why we need to be saved and we need to be delivered. Okay, you know, so hey, the fringes, hey, that's straight out of scriptures as well. All right, so this book of Numbers 15:38 says, "Speak unto the children of Israel and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generations, and that they put upon the fringe of the borders in a ribbon of blue." Okay. And that's what they all were wearing fringes, man. Every last one of them there. They had these bells on them. Some of them actually had the borders of blue. A lot of them had the borders of blue. And the tribe that I went to go see was the Potawatomi tribe and Prairie Band, man. That was in Mayetta, Kansas. You know. So Gad, you know, you so-called Native Americans, you're the tribe of Gad. You're Israelites, man. This is why you're going through the things that you're going through, because you're getting hit with those curses. And those curses are for a reminder to help you know who you are, man. You know? So, hey man, just wanted to speak on that, my experience. You know, share some footage, and hey, y'all check out that video that I was playing. I just watched the whole thing through, so you can see what Gab be going through, man. If you don't already know about it, you know. So with that, boys, wills, lessons edifying. I'm gonna close out. Give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem and Kakadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders, a great millstone, ties to truth and will well. The citation to you, hopefully that question is truth and not sincerity. Shalom.